All right, thanks, Justin. And you know, it looks like it's going to be pretty hot, so we have the perfect little dish for that, I think. We have some baking news in store for you today because WILX anchor David Andrews is back for another edition of David's Dish. So David, welcome.
Thank you very much, and your partners are going to be sad they were not here to taste this cake today, Claudia.
I know.
It's a good one.
And it smells really good. I can smell it from here.
Once I took that cover off.
So what exactly do we have here?
We have what I think is the perfect summer cake. It's called an orange creamsicle cake. Remember when you were a kid, you have those little ice cream bars, the dreamsicles? And I recreated that in fondant on the top.
That's awesome.
But they were just wonderful little desserts in a hot summer day. And this is kind of a good cake for that. And I searched a lot of recipes under this category, creamsicle cake, and there are a lot out there. I found one from the company called yummly.com, yummly.com. It's hard to put that recipe up there because it's so complicated. It would be overwhelming on the screen. So search yummly.com. The recipe is right there.
Okay, so how did you make this? Walk us through your routine here.
Okay,
it's a little intense.
It's kind of involved, it is, because the ingredient list alone is very long, more than 40 different items. Now, if we put the first pictures up there, cake flour is strongly recommended because it is a softer, tender cake that it makes. It's very good. And talk about orange. We've got real orange zest. We've got orange extract. We got orange jello. We've got a cup of orange juice in this, which I freshly squeezed from 3 oranges. So
you went all out.
Yeah, it is. So it is full out orange. Now, if you look at the ingredients, I laid out the next picture is a look at the ingredients as I was making this. I mean, those are just some of them. Again, the list is like 43, but you got eggs, you got sour cream, you've got whole milk, you've got heavy whipping cream, butter, all of the, it's just, there's a lot going on here. And the important thing with this, it's such a moist cake that you'll want to have the parchment on the bottom, or it's going to it's not going to come out clean. So have that parchment on the bottom. And I've been doing that now with just regular cakes. It just comes out so much easier to do that way. And for frosting, especially with a moist cake, I do what's called a crumb. Now there you can see how orange it is. And I should add that I did put in some of that pumpkin orange, you know, into the mix so that it gets really nice and orange. And now I think I'm ahead of myself. I wanted to talk about the crumb coat. If we go to the next picture, the crumb coat on it is right there. It's frost your cake with a light coating of the frosting. Put it in the fridge for 30 minutes, right? And then take it back out, put that finishing coat on. It makes such a difference. And you saw the piping, the swirling of the top little decorations, and that's what that is indicating right there, is in the piping bags, I took 4 lines of the food coloring gel, put it down in the piping bag, carefully put the frosting in the piping bag, and then you pipe it out and you can see you get that little bit of a swirl. But the key is that cake turntable. As you're piping it down onto that piece of the little parchment square, take the turntable and turn it just slightly, and it gets you that swirling effect for those little. And then what I did with those little swirls, each of those little parchment papers, I had like 30 of them, and I put them in the freezer. You freeze them, and then for about 30 minutes, bring them out and just take them off that parchment and just put them around the outside of the cake. If they want to go to the next, these kind of got out of order, but there's that crumb coat, you know, where it just, you know, a lot of times when people frost a cake, it pulls away. This way, it doesn't matter. If it pulls away, it's going to look crummy because that's what it does. That crumb coat kind of just seals it in, and when you put it in the fridge for 30 minutes and then you come back out, all that's going to stay right where it is, and that next finishing coat is going to go on nice and smooth. So do that with any cake, even you know, but a moisture cake, it's almost a must because it's guaranteed it's going to pull away. And I just put that little, I thought, I'm going to make a dreamsicle, and there was really no instructions for how to do it, so I just figured it out with fondant and put a little piece of stick in there, and there you can see the little swirls on the top. Yeah, it turned out, and for my money, I tell you what, you've got to try this.
Yeah,
because
for sure. Okay, I'm gonna try it.
And it's not overpowering orange, which you would think with all those orange ingredients it was going to be really too much. It's very subtle orange flavor.
Oh my gosh.
But I tell you, it's one of my, even over a chocolate cake, I think this cake is one of my favorites that I've ever made. Yeah.
I think that this one might be one of my favorites. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's good. It's good stuff. So yumly.com is where I got this from if you want to recreate it.
Wow, well, thank you so much for joining us, David.
You're welcome.
As always, we look forward to having you on again next month.
Yes.
This is incredible. I really want to have more of it. Coming up